Guys, your next comic coming to the stage. Put your hands together for Team Fred.
Fred McKinnon, also known as Team Fred, started his comedy career in February 2013 when he was dared by his coworker to go to a local open mic night.
The very first time I stepped on any stage was right here in Newport News at a place called Kazi's. I would never forget, it was like a group of comedians sitting in the corner when I walked in, and they all had pads, and I'm like, what are they doing? And somebody said, oh, they were there writing jokes. I'm like, that's not that serious. I'm gonna get up here, say what I came here to say, and go home, call it a day. I did that, people laughed. I went home, laid down about 2 o'clock in the morning. I popped up and got me a pad and started.
Fred gets his comedic wit from his childhood, most of his influence coming from spending time with his grandfather.
I would go visit him like every summer, and he always would, I thought at the time was words of wisdom. I didn't know he was trying to be funny. You know what I'm saying? It would be something like, you know, when you date a girl, don't give her the key to the house, make her climb over the gate. You know, you'd be like, what? You know, like, basically trying to say, you know, make your own way. You know, don't depend on nobody. But when you get something, make sure you worked hard to get it. You know, I tried to find the hidden messages in some of the crazy things he would say.
And he would take that mindset and develop it wherever he went. Fred McKinnon was voted most wit in high school and later enhanced his unique process of thinking as an Army officer.
Being in the military, you know, you get those leadership qualities that you don't get, I guess, on the street. Attention to detail, strategic thinking, you know, being able to be prepared, even though you have a plan, being able to be prepared for something if something goes wrong and adjust and not just cracking under pressure. And as an former officer, being strategic, understanding that, you know, my decisions in the military affect people's lives. And I look at that in comedy too. What I say on stage could affect people's lives in a positive way.
With strong military values and a desire to help others, Team Fred views his comedic style and community involvement as a movement.
That's the whole concept, the whole slogan, it's not comedy, it's a movement, was the fact that I'm not doing this alone. When I'm on stage and when I'm doing different events, I'm representing all the supporters behind me. The whole community effect is what I wanted to gear toward, not single me out. Yeah, I may be the one getting on stage, presenting information, you know, performing, trying to make people laugh, but I represent my family, my co-workers, and everybody who's rooting for me.
When I would ask Fred about the legacy he wants to leave, he said he wants it to be built off of providing service and giving back to those who've paved the way for him.
We're here to provide service. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like we all are put here. And, you know, I want my legacy to be, you know, that when his smile is genuine. His smile means that he was willing to go out his way. When I was an officer, I'd go out of my way to help my soldiers.
And of course, he wants to set a positive example for his family. While balancing his government duties with comedy and service work, Fred McKinnon still wants to show his daughters that being a dad comes first.
To be able to walk in the house and have my 3-year-old and 12-year-old say, hey, Daddy, every night, I'm successful. You know, those are my 2 biggest critics. You know, my 3-year-old tell me all the time, you're not funny. I'm like, okay. She said, I'm just joking.
And you see I got my biggest critic right here. Okay, let me work on a new joke.
You know, but again, I want to show her that, you know, that I still can be a dad. That's my first priority, you know, because if I'm not there, I'm dropping the ball.
Like many others involved in the government, Fred has to find a way to balance his life, and he does it with a smile on his face, hoping to share his positive attitude through laughter.
And I'm using it in every avenue I can, whether it's Colonial Williamsburg church or military, you know, just to make people laugh. I mean, it's worth more to me than any amount of money they can give me if I can change the complexity of somebody's day, you know, in a positive way.